Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. As you may know, this is a very old Hearthstone channel. We're approaching 8 years, and 8 years with Hearthstone is a very long time. And many of my viewers, they have come and they have gone, and some have come back and some have come back multiple times, and some have stuck with the game throughout all of these years. And all of this makes me think about, do you play Hearthstone for the right reasons? Because many of the discussions that I have had recently have been about, okay, where is this game headed and what is the game like nowadays compared to the game that many of us fell in love with back in like 2014, 2015, maybe 2016. And are we still playing the same game? It's easy to say that, okay, you have just been burnt out of the game. You have played it so much. But on the other hand, I also think that Hearthstone has changed quite drastically. Hearthstone is much less about strategy than it used to be, and it's much more about randomness and flashy outcomes and speed than it ever was before in its history. So, do you play Hearthstone for the right reasons? Well, what are the right reasons anyway? Well, the right reasons to play a game. Well, it's a collectible card game, so the right reasons could be that you're having fun when you're playing the game. Hey, you enjoy the challenge. Or maybe you just enjoy the collection aspect. You enjoy collecting all these cards, trying them out. Maybe you enjoy playing meta decks. Maybe you enjoy building off meta decks. There's a bunch of good reasons that you can have for playing Hearthstone. But there are also some reasons that might not be as good for playing Hearthstone, because it's been part of many of our lives for so long. So just playing Hearthstone because, hey, I have played Hearthstone for this long and I have spent this much money already on the game. This whole collection, it's just going to be wasted if I quit. If I stop playing Hearthstone, then what are all my cards for? They are just gone, basically. I mean, they're still there on the account, of course, but you just don't do anything with them anymore. And this really reminds me of discussion about sunk cost fallacy. Sunk cost fallacy is a term in economics. I first came across this when I was studying economics at the university. Well, that was like 25 years ago or something. Anyway, in economics, sunk costs are costs that have already occurred. These costs are gone. That money is gone. There's no way to get that money back. You have already spent that money, and whatever you decide to do in the future, that money is gone. And sunk cost fallacy is that people very often regard that money that has been spent as an important reason to make future decisions. And in economics, perfectly rational actors would ignore those costs because, I mean, they're gone. You can't affect them anyway. You just calculate future values based on actions that you can take now. And that's the rational way to act. And people just don't act that way. But should they act that way? In some ways, yes. I mean, it is often detrimental to hang on to something just for past preferences, although we are human and our history and our past also determines who we are. So it's not like you would just jump out of a relationship immediately when, hey, actually my calculation shows that maybe I would be better off right now if I didn't stay here. Maybe you don't do that. Not in a rash way anyway. But over time, yeah, that probably could be the right decision. And the same applies to Hearthstone. Like, there's a one bad expansion pack, and then you're like, okay, see you fellows, I'm out of here. Maybe that doesn't work that way if you have played the game for years. You just stick it out and say, okay, maybe the next one is going to be better. But the real problem becomes when there's a bad expansion pack, and there's a bad expansion pack, and there's another bad expansion pack, and there's a bad expansion pack, and you just get stuck in this rut of, hey, I play Hearthstone because I have always played Hearthstone, but is there really hope for the future anymore? And I've done a lot of analysis about Hearthstone, and the design direction changed with Descent of Dragons in 2019. That's really the start of the new era of Hearthstone compared to the old era of Hearthstone, when you try to objectively analyze it. And anything that has happened after 2019, in the past 3 years, some people obviously like it. There are many new players who have entered this era of Hearthstone. They have never played the old Hearthstone, they've only played the new Hearthstone. And many of the players who played the old Hearthstone can still enjoy the new one, even though it is really not the same game. But also, it's something worth thinking, like, would you still play Hearthstone? Would you pick up Hearthstone today? Given what you know about the game, would you start Hearthstone? Would you start playing this game today? Like, that's a consideration that also came to mind, because people have often been asking me, like, are you going to play Marvel Snap? And I recognize many things in Marvel Snap that I really dislike. So no, I will not pick up Marvel Snap. That is not a game for me. Would I pick up Hearthstone off today if I started from scratch, if I started fresh? I probably wouldn't. I still enjoy analyzing the game. I enjoyed playing Mercenaries a lot, and I hope they will have some more Mercenaries stuff to do, because like over the past year I have actually played more Hearthstone than I have ever before, but that's because of Mercenaries. I played less Standard than I have played ever before, but more Hearthstone overall. Hearthstone obviously is still my job, and okay, it's a fine job. I still love analyzing the game. I still like talking about the game and seeing miserable things happen to other people. I just don't want to experience those happening to me as such. So my position in this is of course a little bit different, because I approach it from the direction of work instead of a hobby. But if Hearthstone is your hobby, what do you think? Do you still play it for the right reasons? And if you do, I'm super happy for you, because there are many things that Hearthstone can offer. But especially for people who started Hearthstone before 2019, the game has changed so much that I'm not sure if it's the right game for everyone anymore. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and a special thanks to all of my Patreon supporters, YouTube members and Twitch subscribers who make all of these videos possible.